If you can walk around your neighborhood without any trouble, you probably assume your fall risk is low. That assumption sends more people to the emergency room every single year than almost any other health mistake I see in my clinic. And I say this as someone who has spent decades treating adults over 60, both as a geriatric physician and in sports medicine, watching people lose their independence not because of some major disease, but because of a single unexpected fall that could have been prevented. Here's what nobody tells you. Walking is wonderful. It helps your heart, your mood, your sleep. But walking alone does almost nothing to protect you from the specific physical challenges that cause falls. The sudden shift when you trip on a rug, the quick recovery when your foot catches a curb, the strength required to stop yourself from going down when you turn too fast in the kitchen, those are not walking skills. Those are balance, reaction, and lower body power skills, and they fade quietly, sometimes for years, without any obvious warning signs, until one day they simply aren't there when you need them most. That's why I want to show you something today that takes just 60 seconds. It's a simple self-check you can do at home, right now, that reveals where your real fall risk is hiding. And I'm not talking about a fancy machine or an expensive clinic visit. I'm talking about you, a sturdy chair, and 1 minute of your time. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to do this check, how to interpret what it means, and what to do next based on your results. Stay with me, because this might be the most important 60 seconds you spend on your health this month. Before we get into the check itself, let me explain why this matters in a way that doesn't rely on scare tactics. Falls after 60 are not just about broken bones, though of course that's a serious concern. What I've seen far more often is what happens to someone's confidence after a fall, or even after a close call. They start avoiding stairs, they stop going for walks, they turn down invitations because they're worried about unfamiliar places. And slowly, almost invisibly, their world gets smaller. Their independence shrinks. Their quality of life takes a hit that no medication can fix. The research on this is consistent. Falls are among the leading causes of injury-related loss of independence in older adults. And the tragedy is that most of these falls are preventable, but only if you know where your weak links are before something happens. That's what this 60-second check is designed to do. It's not a diagnosis. It's not a replacement for seeing your doctor. It's a snapshot, a personal early warning system that you can use at home to track changes over time and catch problems before they catch you. And here's the part most people miss. Your fall risk is not fixed. It's not something you either have or you don't. It changes. It can get worse, yes, but it can also get better. I've seen people in their 70s, 80s, even 90s improve their balance, their strength, their reaction time, simply by doing the right things consistently. But you have to know where to start. And that's what this check gives you. Now, before I walk you through it, I need to say something important about safety. This is a simple self-check, but anytime you're testing your balance or your stability, you need to set yourself up for success. Do this near a sturdy counter or a wall you can touch if needed. Have a chair behind you in case you need to sit down. If you have a history of dizziness, fainting, or heart issues, or if you feel unwell today, wait and do this another time, or do it with a family member or caregiver standing nearby. If at any point during the check you feel chest pain, severe shortness of breath, dizziness, or anything that feels wrong, stop immediately. This is about empowerment, not about pushing through warning signs your body is giving you. Actually, before we go any further, I'm curious. Drop a comment and let me know your age and where you're watching from today. I read these comments, and it helps me know who I'm reaching and what topics matter most to you. Whether you're 62 and feeling strong or 85 and a little worried, this video is for you. So, here's how to do the 60-second fall risk check. I'm going to walk you through it step by step, and I want you to actually do this with me right now if you're in a safe place to do so. If you're not near a counter or a chair, bookmark this moment and come back to it later when you can set yourself up properly. Safety first, always. Start by standing near a counter or a wall, close enough that you can touch it with your fingertips if you need to. Have a sturdy chair behind you, just in case. Wear comfortable shoes with flat, non-slip soles, or go barefoot if your floor isn't slippery. Take a breath and let your body settle. For the first part, you're going to stand on one foot. Just lift one foot slightly off the ground, maybe a few inches, and see how long you can hold that position. You don't need to hold your leg up high, just get it off the floor. Keep your eyes open and focused on something in front of you. Try to hold for about 15 seconds without grabbing onto anything. If you feel wobbly and need to touch the counter, that's okay, just notice it. Then switch to the other leg and do the same thing. Again, try for about 15 seconds. Notice if one side feels harder than the other. Notice if you're gripping the floor with your toes or swaying a lot. For the next part, you're going to sit down in that chair behind you, then stand back up. But here's the key. Try to do it without using your hands to push off from the chair or your thighs. Cross your arms over your chest if you can, and use just your legs to stand up. Then sit back down slowly, with control, not just dropping into the seat. Do this about 5 times. Notice how hard it feels. Notice if your legs shake or if you have to lean forward a lot to get momentum. Notice if you feel winded afterward. For the final part, you're going to stand in a tandem stance. That means putting one foot directly in front of the other, heel to toe, like you're standing on a tightrope. Keep your arms relaxed at your sides. See if you can hold this position for about 10 seconds without stepping out or grabbing something. This tests your side-to-side stability in a way that regular standing doesn't. That's it. 3 simple challenges. 1 leg balance, sit to stand, and tandem stance. It takes about 60 seconds total, and it tells you more about your real fall risk than a month of walking ever could. Now, let's talk about what your results might mean, and let me be very clear here. I'm not diagnosing you. I can't see you. I don't know your medical history. What I can tell you is what these results generally suggest, and when it might be worth having a conversation with your doctor or physical therapist. If you could stand on one leg for 15 seconds or more on each side without grabbing anything, that's a good sign your single leg balance is in a reasonable range. If you struggled to hold it for more than a few seconds, or if one side was significantly harder than the other, that's worth paying attention to. It doesn't mean something is terribly wrong. It means that part of your balance system could use some work, and the good news is, it responds very well to practice. If you could do 5 sit-to-stands without using your hands, and you didn't feel exhausted or shaky afterward, your leg strength is likely in a functional range for daily activities. If you couldn't get up without pushing off, or if you could only do 1 or 2 before needing to rest, that's a signal that your lower body power, which is critical for recovering from trips and stumbles, may be lower than you want it to be. Again, this is not a disaster. This is information. And strength can be rebuilt at any age. If you could hold the tandem stance for 10 seconds without stepping out, your lateral stability is doing okay. If you felt like you were going to fall sideways immediately, or if you had to keep catching yourself, that's another area to work on. Many falls happen not from going straight forward, but from losing balance to the side, especially when turning or reaching for something. Here's what I want you to take away from all of this. Perfection is not the goal. Awareness is the goal. This check is most powerful when you do it regularly, maybe once a month, and track how you're doing over time. Are you getting better? Staying the same? Getting a little worse? That trend tells you something important, and if you notice a decline, that's not a reason to panic. That's a reason to act, to add some targeted exercises, to talk to your healthcare provider, to make adjustments before something happens. Stay with me now, because I'm about to share the hidden reasons your balance might be getting worse without you realizing it. These are things that have nothing to do with age itself, and everything to do with factors you can actually change. The first one is footwear. I can't tell you how many people I've seen whose balance improved dramatically just by changing their shoes. Worn-out soles, floppy slippers, shoes that are too loose, high heels that get worn out of habit, all of these change how your feet sense the ground and how stable you feel. Your feet are packed with sensors that tell your brain where you are in space. When your shoes don't let those sensors do their job, your balance suffers. Look at what you wear most often around the house and ask yourself honestly if those shoes are helping or hurting. The second one is vision. especially at night. Many falls happen in low light. You get up to use the bathroom at 2 in the morning and your eyes haven't adjusted. You can't see the edge of the rug or the corner of the bed. And because vision is one of the 3 main systems your body uses for balance, along with your inner ear and the sensors in your feet and legs, when your vision is compromised, your balance is compromised. If you haven't had your eyes checked recently, or if you're navigating your home at night without good lighting, you're increasing your risk in a way that's completely fixable. The third hidden factor is dehydration. This one surprises people, but it's real. When you're even mildly dehydrated, your blood pressure regulation can get sluggish. That means when you stand up, especially quickly, you might feel lightheaded or dizzy for a moment. That moment is all it takes to lose your balance. Many older adults don't feel as thirsty as they used to, so they drink less without realizing it. And certain medications make this worse. Speaking of which, medications are the 4th factor. I'm not going to tell you to stop taking anything your doctor prescribed. But I will tell you that many common medications, including some blood pressure medications, sleep aids, certain pain relievers, and antihistamines, can affect your balance, your reaction time, or your blood pressure when you stand. If you're taking multiple medications, which many people over 60 are, the combined effect can be significant. This is worth a conversation with your pharmacist or your doctor, especially if your balance has changed recently. The 5th factor is low leg strength, which we already touched on. Your legs are the foundation of your balance. When the muscles in your thighs, your calves, and your hips get weaker, every balance challenge becomes harder. And here's the thing. You can lose leg strength without noticing because your body compensates. You start using your arms more to get up. You avoid stairs. You sit down to put on your shoes instead of standing. The tasks get easier because you're working around the weakness, not because you're strong. The sit-to-stand test exposes this in a way daily life often doesn't. The 6th factor is stiffness in your feet and ankles. If your ankles don't move well, if they're tight and restricted, your body can't make the micro-adjustments it needs when you step on uneven ground or shift your weight quickly. Foot and ankle mobility is something that tends to decrease with age, especially if you spend a lot of time sitting or wearing rigid shoes. But it responds beautifully to simple daily movements. And the 7th factor, one that I see constantly, is rushing and turning. Falls don't usually happen when you're walking carefully in a straight line. They happen when you're turning to answer the phone, when you're hurrying to get to the bathroom, when you pivot quickly in the kitchen. These movements require your balance system to work fast. And if you've lost some of that quickness, these are the moments when you're most vulnerable. Slowing down, especially during transitions and turns, is one of the simplest and most effective fall prevention strategies there is. Now, let me pause and ask you something. Think about your own life for a moment. Is there an activity that's become harder recently? Maybe stairs feel less steady than they used to. Maybe getting up from a low chair takes more effort. Maybe you've noticed yourself reaching for walls or furniture when you walk at night. Drop a comment and tell me what's changed for you. These moments of awareness are important, and sharing them might help someone else realize they're not alone. Now here's the part you've been waiting for. What do you actually do next? You've done the check. You have a sense of where your weak links might be. Now, let me give you a 7-day starter plan that targets the exact skills this check revealed. These are exercises you can do at home, safely, without any special equipment. And before you skip ahead, let me say this clearly. These exercises are not about becoming an athlete. They're about protecting your independence. They're about staying in your home, on your terms, for as long as possible. That's what we're really training for. Here's your first exercise. It's a supported heel raise with a slow lower. Stand facing your kitchen counter with your fingertips resting lightly on the surface for balance. Rise up onto your toes, lifting your heels as high as you comfortably can. Hold at the top for a second, then lower your heels back down slowly, taking about 3 full seconds to return to the floor. This slow lowering is where the magic happens. It builds the kind of calf strength that helps you recover when you stumble forward. Do about 10 of these. Rest, then do 10 more. Do this every day or every other day. Your second exercise is a controlled sit to stand. Sit in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor about hip width apart. Cross your arms over your chest if you can. Lean forward slightly, then push through your heels and stand up without using your hands. Then sit back down slowly, taking about 3 seconds to lower yourself into the seat. Don't just drop, control the descent. This builds the leg power you need for stairs, for getting off the toilet, for recovering from a trip. If you can't do it without hands yet, start by using one hand lightly on the armrest or a nearby surface and work toward needing less help over time. Start with 5 and work up to 10. Do this 3 or 4 times per week. Your third exercise is a wall push-up with a brief hold. Stand facing a wall, about arm's length away. Place your palms flat on the wall at shoulder height. Bend your elbows and lean your body toward the wall, keeping your body straight like a plank. When your chest gets close to the wall, hold for a second or two, then push back to the starting position. This strengthens your arms and your core, both of which help you catch yourself if you start to fall forward. It also builds the reflexive pushing strength that protects you if you trip and reach out toward a surface. Do about 10, rest, and do 10 more. Every other day is plenty. Your fourth exercise is a countertop bird dog. This is a modified version of a classic core exercise. Stand facing your counter with both hands resting on the surface. Shift your weight onto one leg and slowly extend the other leg straight behind you, keeping your hips level and your back flat. Hold for a few seconds, then return to the starting position. This challenges your single leg stability while you're moving, which is more realistic than just standing still. It also strengthens the muscles along your spine and in your hips. Do 5 on each side, working up to 10 as you feel more confident. Include this 2 or 3 times per week. Your fifth exercise is a lateral weight shift or side step drill. Stand with your feet about hip width apart, near a counter for safety. Slowly shift your weight over to your right foot until you feel your left foot get light. You can lift the left foot slightly if you want. Then shift back to center and over to the left side. This trains your body to control side-to-side movement, which is essential for balance during turns and reaches. Once this feels easy, you can add actual side steps, stepping to the right, bringing your feet together, then stepping to the left. Go slowly. This isn't a cardio drill, it's a control drill. Do about 10 shifts or steps in each direction, a few times per week. Your sixth exercise is an ankle mobility drill. Sit in a chair with your feet flat on the floor. Slowly lift your toes toward your shin, keeping your heel on the ground. Hold for a second. Then point your toes down, pressing gently into the floor. Alternate between these positions 10 times, then make slow circles with your ankles in both directions. This keeps your ankle joints mobile so they can respond when you step on uneven surfaces. You can do this every day, even while watching television. Here's how to put this together for the next 7 days. Start with the heel raises and the sit to stands. These are your priorities because they build the leg strength and power that matter most for fall prevention. Add the wall push-ups every other day for upper body and core. Add the countertop bird dog and the lateral weight shifts a couple of times during the week to work on your dynamic balance. And do the ankle mobility drill daily because it takes almost no effort and makes everything else work better. After 7 days, repeat the 60-second check. See if anything has changed. Don't expect miracles in a week, but do notice the trends. If you keep this up for a month, you'll often see real improvement, and if you don't, that's valuable information too. It might mean there's something else going on that's worth discussing with your doctor. Now let me close with something I want you to really hear. Falling is not an inevitable part of aging. It's not something you just have to accept. The research is clear that targeted exercises, especially ones that challenge your balance and build your lower body strength, significantly reduce fall risk in older adults. You can get better at this. Your body still adapts, your muscles still respond to training, your balance systems still improve with practice. It doesn't matter if you're 62 or 85. What matters is that you start where you are and do something meaningful about it. If you found this video helpful, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. It helps more people find this information, and that matters because too many people don't know these things until after something happens. If you're not already subscribed, consider subscribing so you don't miss future videos. I'm planning to do one soon on how to fall-proof your home for nighttime, including lighting, furniture placement, and what to keep near your bed. It's the companion piece to what you learned today. Here's your action step. Today, not tomorrow, not next week, do the 60-second check. Set yourself up safely. Go through the 3 parts, and then leave a comment telling me how it went. I want to hear from you. I want to know if the single leg balance surprised you. I want to know if the sit to stand was harder than you expected. I want to know what you're going to focus on first. Because when you put your intention in writing, even in a comment, it becomes more real. It becomes a commitment. You are more capable than you might realize. And the work you do now, these simple exercises, these brief daily practices, they're not just about avoiding falls. They're about protecting your freedom, your confidence, your ability to live the life you want without fear holding you back. That's worth 60 seconds. That's worth a few exercises. That's worth paying attention. Thank you for watching all the way through. I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself and take care of each other.